Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Red Dead Online and we're going to be doing something that a lot of people have requested, and we're going to be ranking basically all of the roles you can do in Red Dead Online, and I'll be telling you what's good and what's bad about them. Basically, for a lot of people this will be new players who haven't done them yet and they want to know which ones to do first. This video will tell you that because I'll tell you the pros and cons of each one. So it's going to be ranking them all, there's 5 of them, so I'll be going 5 to 1 from worst to best. And yeah, so I'll just be going through all that. So before we get into that, I just want to remind you all, if you've watched any of these videos and you like them, you appreciate them, if you ever found them helpful, definitely remember to click that subscribe button because as you can see on screen, 95% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So it makes it hard for my videos to get suggested because as a small channel, I have very little potential to get into the algorithm, get recommended, unless people interact with my videos and unless my channel grows in subscriptions. So if you like this content and you would like to see me producing more of it, please remember to subscribe and turn on the bell, because if you like this, you'll probably like some of the other stuff I do, and I release videos almost daily. So that's my little plug for that. Hate to annoy people with it, but statistics show that it does help if you remind people to subscribe because it's easy to forget. With all that in mind, let's just dive on in and start off with number 5. And as you may be able to tell from my outfit, number 5 is the Naturalist, the most recent role in the game. And there's one caveat to it being the worst one, but it is just overall the worst one. So as far as just what you do in the Naturalist role, there's basically 2 new contexts that are added. There's a guy named Gus and a lady named Harriet. Harriet is the actual naturalist person, and Gus is a skinner/trapper who kind of works counter to her. So basically, the premise of this is there are legendary animals added, and you can either sample them and bring the samples to Harriet and she will pay you for them, or you can kill them and skin them and bring the skins to Gus and he'll pay you for them, and you also unlock the ability to get unique legendary clothing items from him. So there's pros and cons. Basically, the payout for the work in this game is not great on Naturalist. So as far as high-level just overview goes, there is no gold earning potential outside of daily challenges. So as with all the other roles, once you have unlocked the role, you will unlock each of these daily challenge sections, and there will be up to 3 of them a day where you can complete them, and depending what your streak's at, you'll get gold for them. That is the only way to make gold with the Naturalist role. Currently, there is no other way. So it's not good for earning gold, which is one of the things that keeps it down low. In addition to that, the cash rates aren't great for earning on this. The best way to make money with the Naturalist role alone, if you're not using it in conjunction with another role, is by selling pelts to Gus, which you can earn $30 to $70 a pelt for the legendary animals. So that's the best way to make money, but it's decently slow compared to a lot of other ways, so a lot of people don't like doing this. That being said, the best way to use the Naturalist role is in conjunction with the Trader role, because if you talk to Harriet, you can get sighting missions. She will have 3 of these available basically all the time, and you can go kill one of these animals and bring it to your trader, and it will fill up 30 to 70 materials, so it'll be a huge deal. That's really the only good thing about the Naturalist role, is if you're using it to fill up your trader roles. Other than that, it's not great. That being said, there's one major thing that comes with being a Naturalist, which is the wilderness camp. You can purchase the ability to use a wilderness camp, and once you have that, you can fast travel from the wilderness camp, which means that basically from anywhere on the map, you set up your camp and you can fast travel. So that's definitely a convenient thing about the Naturalist role. But other than that, it's kind of boring, and it has low cash gain for normal activities, and Harriet, this main lady, is pretty annoying. In addition to all of these negative things that I've already listed, kind of runs contrary to other things. So if you kill animals in the game, you piss off Harriet, and then you can't even do missions because she'll just spray you and knock you out and you wake up elsewhere. So the problem with being a Naturalist is it kind of makes it hard to also hunt. So that's a lot of the problems. As far as just a few other pros go, if you do like sedating animals and taking samples and such, you can actually store a tremendous amount of samples on your person at any given time before you have to go and sell them. So you can build up a whole bunch before you actually go and sell, and then you can make a bunch of money at once. Really, it's not the best role. It's really only good if you're using it in conjunction with the Trader role. So that's number 5. Let's move on to number 4. So at number 4, we have the Trader role, which is one of the OG roles from the initial expansion that added the 3 main roles that most people are pretty familiar with. And this one has its ups and downs. It's definitely one that I enjoy, and I think that basically everybody should have it because it gives you big cash boosts all at once and unlocks a lot of neat stuff for your camp, which is where you'll spend a lot of time in the game, or at least I do, and I know a lot of people that do. So it's going to be something that adds a lot to the game. And like I said, it does have great cash boosts. As far as cons go, like the Naturalist one, there's no way to earn gold on this except for those daily challenges that I already talked about. Another con of this one is there's a long product cycle. It takes about 4 hours if you keep your trading station fully stocked, which as you can see, I don't have it stocked right now. There are two things. So this is going to be a lot like most of the ways to make money in Grand Theft Auto Online, like the marijuana farm or the cocaine places. You're going to need to make sure that not only the materials, but also the production supplies are maxed out or at least full enough so that goods can keep being produced. So it's not totally passive. You have to continuously do missions. So like I already said, it's great if you have the Naturalist because you can do those sighting missions and skin one of the legendary animals. You bring that back, it'll fill a decent portion of your materials up. So you don't actually have to grind as much hunting. Without the Naturalist role, it's pretty grindy to do the trader role. So like I said, they really pair together pretty well. And for production, you can either do a resupply mission, which basically has you going somewhere to collect supplies and bring them back, or you can order supplies, which costs you $20. And obviously takes away from your profit margins. Order supplies a lot just because I'll do this in the background and I don't want to have to stop to do the resupply missions. But that being said, the resupply missions give you 600 XP for completing them. So they're actually a decent XP gain as well. So especially if you're a lower level and trying to level up, I definitely recommend doing the resupply missions as they're going to make sure that you net more money at the end of the day because you're spending less on supplies and you get more materials and you get more XP. So that's just a high level overview of trading. Like I said, if you don't have the Naturalist role, you just have to go around and hunt animals and bring them back, either the carcass or the skins, and donate them here. Cougar carcasses or buck carcasses or larger pelts like bison pelts, alligator pelts, things like that. Those are going to help you fill it up faster, but it's still pretty grindy if you don't have those legendary animals. As far as a little bit more of a high level overview, currently while recording this, you can see that there's a bit of a glitch going on because it's got $100 for your local delivery or the distant delivery, which is not what this is supposed to be worth, but generally speaking, you will get $625 for a distant delivery and $500 for a local delivery. So it's a decent boost all at once. So that is number 4. Let's move on to number 3. So at number 3, we have the Moonshiner role, which is going to have a lot of pros, and it's definitely one of my favorites. It's probably my second favorite out of all the roles in the game. But just as far as what's good and bad about it, I put it at number 3. So this one, like all the other ones, adds all sorts of unique clothing. You can see I've got an outfit of it on right now. But it also adds the ability to buy a moonshine shack, which is what I'm in right now, is my moonshine shack. It also adds quite a bit more, and we'll go through that. But basically, this one is going to be what I think is your best passive money gain, because it doesn't require you to run mini missions in between to fill up your stuff. You just go down here, talk to your guy. I've actually got one currently finished and ready to go. But basically, you pay for your moonshine mash, and the most expensive one is going to be the strong moonshine, and that's going to cost you $50 if you've done all the missions and stuff. So you pay $50 for that. You use ingredients that you have on you, which will be things like plants that you find are on the map, or different types of alcohol or canned fruit, stuff like that. You'll learn it as you go, and you flavor it, and then you just sell it once it gets produced. And there's going to be a bunch of different people that you can sell it to. Bert Higgins is one that'll accept all flavors, but then you get people like this who want their specific flavors, and you'll get more for them. There's a lot going on there, but basically I call this one the best passive gain because, like I said, you just pay for that. It takes an hour and it's ready to go. You don't have to do any side missions. But the best thing, at least in my opinion, about the Moonshiner role is the story that got added with it. So for the Moonshiner role, you get access to the Life of Shine story, which is going to be 5 replayable missions that you can play at various difficulties, standard, hard, or ruthless, all the way through for varying rewards and difficulty. And you can play these with a squad if you have one, or solo, so you don't have to worry about matchmaking and never being able to get into these missions. You can play them. It takes, I believe, an hour for them to cool down, so you can play another one. But they're pretty fun missions. The story behind it is fun. It's a well played out story. It's got cutscenes. It's a whole thing. It's not cheap phoning it in, which we're pretty used to Rockstar doing. It actually was done very well. And the missions are fun to play. It adds quite a bit more content than any of the other roles except for number 1 on the list. And in my opinion, it's all very fun. So like I said, as far as high level outlook, it's the best way to make money passively. Great replayable story missions, and it's the only role that has some form of property ownership so far in the game. As far as downsides go, like the ones before this one, there's no gold earning potential. So you actually cannot earn gold for this role. So That's number 3. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, and so at number 2, we have the runner-up role, which is the collector role. And this one has got a lot of pros and cons to it. It really comes down to just one thing that makes this one better than the Moonshiner or the trader role, and I'll get into that. As you can see, again, adds unique clothing items and stuff, and horses, and like all the roles do, it adds all sorts of stuff that you can get. I find them all to be about equal, except for maybe appearance wise for the outfits. As far as the horses go, they've all got pros and cons, but actually some of the best horses in the game are not role related at all. I can't really say that it's something that you need for them. But as far as the role itself goes, the collector one has a lot going to it. So it's got an excellent per hour XP earning potential, and that's if you're able to turn in collections. You get giant XP drops every time you turn in a collection. And so this one, basically just high level overview, there are things scattered all around the maps in various different categories that you can collect. You bring them back and you can sell them to Madame Nazar. You can either find them in fixed locations, which will rotate on a 6-day cycle, or you can loot them off of people that you kill, which is gonna, you're going to find them all the time once you have this role. They're just all over the place. And I find this one to be the second best passive money gain, because even if you're not trying to do the collector role like dedicated, you will get collectibles all the time until you notice that you can't carry anymore and you can come find Madame Nazar. Then you can just sell a bunch of them, and you weren't trying to be a collector, but you were collecting. So that's why I still consider it to be a pretty passive money gain. But the best thing about this role is that it is the fastest way to earn money in the game if you do it efficiently. So I'm going to have a map linked down in the description. It's an interactive map that shows you where all the collectibles are all over the map at any time. And you can just go through, follow that map, collect them all, and you can make thousands of dollars by doing the collector. I've found like $1,500 to $2,000 is an average to make every day if you are actually dedicated to grinding it out. So if you find yourself in need of a whole bunch of money all at once, the fastest way to get it that I've found is by doing the collector role. But as far as cons for the collector goes, it is kind of grindy. So after you stop needing all of that money, like for me personally, I don't do the collector one as much anymore. Like I said, I'll still passively collect them and go and sell collections to her when I get one, or I just sell my multiples to her just to make money constantly going through. But I don't find myself in need of giant sums of money because I've bought basically everything I need in the game and I still have plenty of money left over. So I don't do it. So it is a little grindy at that level, but it's great for getting the money when you do need it. And the other con, of course, like the other ones that I've all listed so far, there's no way to make gold with this other than daily challenges. So that's just the collector in a nutshell. Like I said, I think it's number 2 because it beats all the rest of them for making money. If you want to make money quickly and efficiently, the collector role is the best way to do it. So that's the runner-up. Let's move on to the best one in the game. So at number 1, the best role in the game is, of course, the bounty hunter role. And this is the one that not only do I find the best consistently throughout the whole game, no matter how much you play any of this roles, the bounty hunter one is going to be the best, but also it's the one that everybody should get first. And the reason for that is this is the only role that rewards you with gold. And actually, you can make a lot of gold from it. Most of the gold I have is either from bounty hunting or daily challenges. The best things about this one are, like I said, it's the only one that you can get gold from. It's fun combat-oriented gameplay, whereas a lot of the other stuff is kind of grindy and you might get sick of it, like looking for collectibles all over the map or doing trade runs or doing Moonshiner runs, stuff like that. This one is fun. You go on missions and you got to hunt down bad guys and you either kill them and bring them in or you tie them up and bring them in, and they've usually got posses that defend them, so it's combat-oriented. And if you're like me, that's going to be what you like most about the game. It's also what I consider the most replayable. I don't ever really get sick of doing bounties, and it's got legendary bounties, which are a lot of fun because some of them actually are pretty dang hard, and you can obviously replay them as many times as you want, and they've got different difficulty levels. I've completed all of them up to 5 stars because I love doing them. Like I said, only way to make gold out of any of the roles. So those are all things. It's also pretty good for XP gains, especially when you're doing the legendary bounties. You complete legendary bounties and you get quite a bit of experience. As far as gold gains from them, the general average that you'll get for doing just these basic bounties, especially the low-level ones, is 8 to 32 gold nuggets, and that's going to depend on how much time it takes you to do the bounty. The base level, like if you were to do the bounty immediately, that's where you get your 8 gold nuggets or 0.08, and then if you make it last up to, I think it's 15 minutes, then you get the 32 gold nuggets. And for the legendary bounties, any bounty that you can take 30 minutes or more, you're going to get 48 gold nuggets, so almost a half a gold bar. So it's actually decent gold gain rates if you do it right. In addition to that, you also get the daily challenges like the other ones, and with the Bounty Hunter, they added in a expansion this year, which allowed you to go 10 more levels, and it added more legendary bounties. It was a whole big thing. But one of the best things that it added was this award, which is for every 10,000 XP you gain from the Bounty Hunter roll, you can level this up, and it gives you half a gold bar and either $100 or $200. There's only two bad things about the bounty hunting roll, and that's that you need to actually purchase the bounty hunting license, and then if you want to do the rest of the stuff, the extra 10 levels, some more of the legendary bounties, and get that end-on-end thing, you actually have to then purchase the prestigious bounty hunter license, which is going to be more gold. So it's got a slightly higher barrier for entry, and also I think these outfits, like these higher level bounty hunting outfits, look really stupid. That's just my opinion, but I think they look dumb and over the top. Actually, it's not just my opinion. A lot of people agree with me about that. But those are really the only cons. That's why, like I said, out of all of the current roles in the game, the bounty hunter is undeniably the best role. I hope this video was useful, but I think that the best order, if you're going to get them all like I have, which is obviously the best way to maximize your XP, gold, and money gains, is to get them all. But the order I would do it in is the order that I've listed them here. Bounty hunter first, then the collector, then either the Moonshiner or the trader, depending which one you think you're going to like more, but I suggest the Moonshiner. Then the trader and the naturalist, because the thing about trader and naturalist is they're only actually very good rolls if you have both of them, because it's the only way to make the trader roll quick and not grindy. And if you don't have the trader roll, the naturalist roll isn't very good for making money. So that's the video. If you disagree with the way I ranked it, I of course invite you to leave that down in the comment section below. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.